It's the Brutalist. It's the Brutalist boys. We are riding to Valhalla, and we will ride strong together. Welcome back to Movies Are So Back, the YouTube movie review channel where I, Ethan Simmie, ask the question, are movies so back? The way too early road to Best Picture continues on this channel. I put out a poll asking if you guys wanted me to talk about Conclave or talk about The Brutalist. I'm going to talk about both of them, but The Brutalist barely won. So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about A24's newest movie that hasn't come out yet nationally, called The Brutalist. I saw this all the way back in September at TIFF. It was my first big press and industry screening of the festival. So I queued a couple of hours early to make sure that I actually got into this screening, that I got a good seat in the cinema. I, in fact, did get in. I got a perfect seat, dead center of the movie theater. And it was an experience really for the ages. Going into this movie, I knew essentially nothing. There was no trailer. There was no poster. It had only played a handful of days prior at Venice. There wasn't even that much chatter, just word of mouth conversation about The Brutalist. So I didn't really know what to expect. And honestly, that was the best way to approach this movie. I had no expectations, so I was completely and utterly blown away by The Brutalist. The 215-minute American epic is shot on VistaVision on 35mm film, a style of filmmaking that is just not employed very often and hasn't been used in several decades. It is truly not only a masterpiece in a movie in and of itself, but a masterpiece in filmmaking and what director Brady Corbett was able to do for just under $10 million, I think is the reported cost of this movie. It's kind of insane. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into The Brutalist because a lot of people haven't seen it, so I'm not going to spoil anything about the movie. I'm going to talk really surface level, but I am going to talk about the things that I think warrant it to be a front runner in the Best Picture race and potentially walk home with a good handful of Academy Awards on March 2nd. The movie follows Laszlo Toth, who is played by Adrian Brody, an architect who is fleeing post-war Europe in 1947. He flees to Pennsylvania. He is later joined by his wife, Ursabet, who is played by Felicity Jones, and in living in Pennsylvania begins to work for a very affluent client who is played by Guy Pearce. That's kind of all you need to know going into this movie, quite honestly. I think it's one of those movies that it is better to go into knowing extremely little. We do have a trailer now for The Brutalist, and that trailer is 76 seconds, which I think is kind of fucking really cool. And I think A24 nailed that because it's a 3.5-hour movie, and most trailers nowadays are 2.5 to 3.5 minutes long. This trailer shows us essentially nothing other than the stunning cinematography and just a taste of the magnetic, truly momentous score that is in The Brutalist. And I think that's the maximum of what everybody should know going into this movie. It, of course, is a film that deals with and follows the American dream. And that seems to be a big overarching narrative in a lot of movies this year, but I think The Brutalist does it the best. It dives headfirst into what certain people think the American dream is, view as the American dream, and how fragile and complicated that American dream can, in fact, be, especially in a late 1940s, early 1950s America. The movie does possess some really shocking moments that I'm not going to say anything about that I think, come the third act, are some of the boldest, most impressive, and audacious ideas in a movie in 2024. And they work, and they're really, really good. Ever since watching this movie, I've wanted to fire up the score on the loudest sound system that I can find. It'll just change your DNA. It is like moving, I could think is really the simplest way to put it. And I'm dying to listen to this score again. It's kind of one of the main reasons that I want to go see this movie again, is for these moments in which the score ascends and truly emulates the hopefulness of the American dream, and then becomes such a dirty, downtrodden anthem of how disgusting the American dream can truly become to those who seek it. It has to win the Academy Award. I don't know. I said that about Babylon and it didn't. So I could be wrong, but it is without a doubt the best score of 2024. The performances in The Brutalist are timeless, and I know it sounds like it's kind of high praise.
That's high praise.
I think everybody in this film is operating on a level where they know this is a film. This is a movie that will transcend time, not only because of the way that Brady Corbett decided to make it and shoot it and the production of the film, but in what the movie and the narrative encases, what the performances are able to show. And it is something that is really akin to The Godfather. And I bet that in 50 years after The Brutalist, a lot of people are going to be saying that's in that conversation for the great American epic. So the movie succeeds on nearly every single front. I haven't given it 5 stars yet. I gave it 4.5 stars out of TIFF. I just need to see it again. I know it's going to be 5 stars. I just was, at the festival experience, it's easy to get like festival pilled and just be like 5-star masterpiece. And I just wanted to be careful of that. And I also think the movie is so complex and full of so many different layers that it does warrant a second viewing, and a third, and probably a 6th or a 7th. This could be a movie that I see so many times in theaters because there's so much to uncover and unlock, and some of the choices are so bold and take you in a direction that you don't think you're going to go with a movie like this, that warrant to be seen multiple times. Now let's talk Oscars. Here's what I've got for The Brutalist so far. Here's the nominations, the categories in which I think it will be nominated. Of course, Best Picture. The big question here is The Brutalist too artsy to win? Will it appeal to a wide swath of international voters, even though the movie is solely focused on the American dream? I think it will, and I think it does. And I think that it is the Oppenheimer of this year, I guess you could say. It is like the art movie that people will respect and understand how important it is for the culture of cinema and for The Brutalist to be recognized as such. Now, with that, there is a big caveat. A24 has to distribute this movie right, and it has to distribute it well, and it has to distribute it in a fashion in which people want to see it, and they get people to see this movie. Will that happen? I hope. They were able to do it with The Zone of Interest last year, and that garnered and won Academy Awards. So I hope that they can do it again this year. I have a little bit of faith, to be honest, but, I think The Brutalist will win Best Picture. Here are the other categories. Best Director, Brady Corbett. Big chance of winning this one. Best Actor, Adrian Brody. I think this is the front runner for Best Actor right now. Best Supporting Actor, Guy Pearce. Also, I think this is the front runner for this category. Guy Pearce, long overdue for an Academy Award. Adrian Brody hasn't won an Academy Award since his performance in The Pianist, and he is the youngest male to ever win an Academy Award for Best Lead Actor, and it would be kind of cool to give him another one at this stage in his career. Best Supporting Actress, Felicity Jones. I don't think this is a win here, but it is definitely a nomination. Best Original Score. Like I said, this is a win. This has to be a win, but the Academy has proven me wrong before. So I don't know, to be honest, but this score is everything. Best Original Screenplay, for sure. Best Editing. Best Cinematography. It's just one of the most gorgeous, visually stunning movies to look at. It is truly something special. Best Costume. Best Hair and Makeup and Hairstyling. So that would be 11 Academy Award nominations. I feel like the 11 to 13 range is right for The Brutalist. It is a movie so epic, so large and vast in scope that it warrants and deems that number necessary. What is it going to walk home with? I don't know. We'll find out. I think that we have a solid shot at taking home 7 Academy Awards. Like I said, if A24 can get the distribution on this movie correct and get people, namely Academy members, to see this movie, then it will come away with a lot of Academy Awards. I think we've got Best Picture, Director, Actor, Supporting Actor, Score, Screenplay, Cinematography. I think that's 7 if I did my math right. So I think that's the 7 that The Brutalist has a really good shot at winning. A movie that is in a completely different echelon and class than really any other movie in 2024. So are movies so back? What do you think? What do you think? You tell me. Are movies so back? Yeah, of course they're so back.
Hey, I'm back.
They've never been more fucking back. It's The Brutalist. It's The Brutalist, boys. We are riding to Valhalla, and we will ride strong together. This movie enters limited markets, mainly New York and LA, on December 20th, 2024. After that, there is a nationwide release, and I don't know what that looks like, but I hope it comes to my city soon because I'm dying to see this movie for a second, third, and a fourth time. I love The Brutalist. Movies are so back. They've never been so back before. It's just What a time to be alive. Incredible stuff. Remember to like and subscribe. You can also follow me on Letterboxd and see any of my other movie reviews. I'll see you in the next video.